So you have hip dips. Why don't you do that workout or get that surgery? Because they are considered ugly.
My experience of being skinny shamed. Fat shaming is a very big thing in our society right now.
So you're not satisfied with your weight? You should totally try that diet pill because it will help you lose weight and be pretty. And why is your face not so defined as Kim K's? Like, haven't you seen all the makeup tutorials? You should totally buy a contour palette. Because look at your cheekbones and your nose. They need to be more defined. And girl, look at your legs. You have stretch marks. You know, those are deemed ugly by society. They sell creams for that. So you're too pale, right? Why don't you use that tanning product or go under the tanning booth, even though it's cancerous? You gotta do it to be pretty. Oh, so you're naturally dark skinned? You know, that's also deemed ugly by society. Why don't you just lighten your skin? How many more of these advertisements do you need to see to realize that light skin will look better on you and you need those products? An even better idea is to just teach children from young on through movies that they need to change themselves and that they need to glow up in order to be seen as positive. That they need to remove their glasses and braces and make all kinds of adjustments to themselves and glow up just to be seen as pretty and acceptable in the eyes of others. Glow up culture is totally needed because apparently being in your normal, natural state is not enough for girls. We need to be in pain just to be pretty. Tell me, why else would there be so many products on the market to enhance and change our looks? Because that's the most important thing, like boob jobs. Who cares about breast implant illness? Girls need to have big boobs to be pretty. So you should totally buy primer because your skin needs to be perfect and your pores need to be invisible because you're not a living, breathing human with imperfections. Your teeth are not white? What are you waiting for? Haven't you seen that new tool that whitens your teeth that was promoted by the Kardashians? Oh, also, you know that the trend for women's bodies right now is to have a big butt and a small waist. So, why aren't you getting those implants or that liposuction yet? Or doing that workout? You know that it's not 2007 anymore, where being extremely skinny was in fashion? You need to keep up with the body trends because women's bodies should be a trend. You know what's even better? Why not as women empower each other and Photoshop our pictures to promote false standards and make everyone around us even more insecure because that's what companies make money out of. Promoting unachievable beauty standards. So we buy their products and they make money out of our insecurities. Hi everyone, I'm Murphy and thank you for tuning in on this video because I will be talking about what is glow up culture and why does it make it so difficult for us to love ourselves. I will be going over a few very important points, so make sure you watch until the end. So I googled the word glow up in Urban Dictionary and they said that it's to go from the bottom to the top point of disbelief, like an incredible transformation. And how did this simple, innocent word become so toxic? You are constantly being showed that just being you, your natural state, is not enough. So we all know that everyone is considered quote unquote ugly when they're just like at home in their lazy state or when they just woke up. But why actually? Why? Why can't we just be in our natural states and still be considered pretty or feel good? So around us, on almost every single social media platform, it's constantly being reinforced that you need to glow up. And that your natural state, like when you wake up or when you're not wearing makeup or fancy clothes, is not enough. You need to glow up. And I see this especially on YouTube and Instagram. For example, there was this trend going on YouTube called the 24-hour glow up challenge. During this challenge, people try to glow up in 24 hours, but we're like talking about a physical glow up. So in those 24 hours, they usually put on a shit ton of makeup, get a new outfit, get fake nails, get lash extensions, get their hair dyed and all that kind of stuff. and then they call it a glow up because they're supposed to look better afterwards. I honestly know that some people do it for fun. I wear makeup, I put on fake nails sometimes, but I feel like this challenge just only reinforces the idea of not being enough in your natural state and needing to go through all these procedures just to look presentable and pretty. I feel like there are many more factors playing in the fact that most of us feel ugly in our natural state. There are like a lot of resources these days to make ourselves look better, and it goes from makeup to cute clothes to Snapchat filters. We not only get normalized to the dolled up image of the people around us, but also on ourselves. Like the version of us with makeup and Snapchat filters gets so normal in our head that when we take all of that away, we start to feel ugly. Another example of being constantly reminded that you need to glow up is plastic surgery ads. Like my internet friends have told me that in their countries, they can just find plastic surgery ads in every single corner, in every single street. And I think it's very depressing to be constantly reminded that your nose needs to be smaller, that your jaw needs to be smaller, that you need lip fillers. It's just very depressing. And I feel like social media has the exact same effect on us. So a few months ago there was like this trend called nose job check on TikTok. So people would post their quote unquote ugly nose, like clips of their nose before, and most of them had like a little bit broad or bumpy nose, and then suddenly they go like whew, and show their perfect, small, beautiful nose.
Ayo, nose job check. Ayo, nose job check.
Girl, you know just how to get my attention. A lot of bullshit from the past I can mention. Come fuck, but how about now? Cause I'm up right.
There should be nothing wrong with that, right? Like TikTok is just for fun. Well, just imagine how a person with a similar nose to the before one would feel like. Seeing the fact that someone was hating their old nose and decided to change it and gets praised by all these comments for it will only make them hate their own nose, even if they didn't hate it before. We seriously live in a world that's driven on constantly telling us that we need to change ourselves and that we're not enough. I feel like the standard has just become something literally unachievable for anyone. But have you ever wondered, where do these beauty standards come from and why do they look so different from us and why are they so unachievable? Like so many questions. So it's a fact that it's human nature to be appealed at symmetrical faces and all that kind of stuff, but how do these beauty standards actually get made? Like who came up with the fact that you need to have high cheekbones or a small nose or big eyes or full bushy brows? So this might come as a surprise, but I can assure you that at least 60% of the beauty standards are made by companies. So these companies are usually involved with models, influencers, and advertisement agencies. So this is a little bit hard to explain, but I'm just gonna quickly throw in an example. I feel like you guys will understand it better that way. In 2014, contouring was not popular at all. I think it was only used behind the scenes for modeling shoots and all that kind of stuff, and most of us common people didn't really know about it. But all of a sudden in 2015 this contouring trend started to blow up. So for the people that are not familiar with makeup, contouring is like adding more dimension and shadows to your face. For example, for this video I added a bit of bronzer here and it kind of gives the illusion of having high cheekbones. So with contouring you can give the illusion of having a smaller forehead, having a sharper jawline, or even changing the whole way that your nose looks. And of course it was such a coincidence that only a few weeks after this trend started, so many companies started to release contouring products, from sticks to powder products. They were just very quick to catch on to the trend. But mind you, creating a beauty product takes at least 2 months. People started to get obsessed with having high cheekbones, and that was suddenly added to the list of beauty standards in the West. And believe it or not, it's not just makeup that gets dragged into this mess. So from our body shapes to the shape of our lips to the shape of our nose to being curvy to being skinny, everything gets dragged into this mess. So like, did you know that back in 2007, it was like a trend to be very skinny and have a small butt? When that body type was in, companies were reinforcing it and pushing that body type again and again in ads, and people were shaming each other for being curvier. And as you expected, companies were selling weight loss teas and diet pills. And like I said, by pushing that image, curvy women start to feel more insecure and fall into buying those products. And I think that might sound familiar to most of you guys. Like, as you all know, in 2020, everyone is obsessed with having a hourglass figure and a big butt. And let's not forget the tiny ass waist. And as you expected, the stores and just the websites are flooded with waist trainers and push-up jeans. For example, the brand Fashion Nova caters on making you more hourglassy, more curvy and stuff. I think that we can all agree that there's a pattern going on. Like, is it a coincidence that there suddenly becomes an obsession over a certain body part having to look a certain way, and all companies releasing a product that claims to make you look like that standard? And that will lead on to my next point: how do companies make money out of your insecurities? So how do these companies determine what next insecurity will make us splurge our money on their products? So they take the population from a certain area and they start to look at them. What do they look like? What's their skin color? What is the shape of their nose? Do they have big eyes? So now the company will take those traits and they will start to look for models that look the complete opposite. So like they will market the complete opposite of what the majority of the people looks like. So for example, in Asia, the majority has like a slight tan skin, but in Asia, having white and super pale skin is super glamorized. I've heard that like a lot of their facial creams in every drugstore contain skin whitening agents. And even in movies, when a girl like in a coming of age movie suddenly becomes pretty, she also becomes 2 shades lighter. Like, can you imagine what that does to the self-esteem of the people who are born with tan skin? So now, as a pale girl living in Europe, I know that the image pushed on us over here is have tan skin. Like, probably not as much as over there with the skin whitening stuff, but I'm like sure that I can maybe find one skin bleaching cream in my drugstore, but there's a whole aisle dedicated to skin tanning products. And all these products get promoted on TV like, look, if you spray this on your skin, you will get tan faster. And even though they are not saying it directly, like through these ads, they're basically saying this is ugly, you can use this to look like this. So another example is body type. So research has shown that 10% of the women on earth have an hourglass body shape. So like, mark my words, the hourglass body shape is the rarest out of all body shapes. And tell me, is it a coincidence that in every single country on this earth, skinny or like thick, the ideal body shape is an hourglass? And from videos telling you like, if your body is a rectangle, you can do this to look more like an hourglass, you can wear this to look more like an hourglass, or like buy these leggings, they suppress your love handles and they will make you look more hourglass shaped. Squish your organs with a waist trainer and it will make your waist smaller. Tell me, how are you supposed to love your body type unless it's hourglass, when every company shoves these products into your face and is subtly telling you that your body type is not good and you need to strive to be an hourglass? So something that's like super common among most women is hip dips. So hip dips are an inward depression along the side of your body. So like, they are just below the hip bone and they are a normal part of your body. And yet, whenever you Google hip dips, the only thing that you can find on the internet is ways to get rid of them. Tell me how people are supposed to love their hip dips or like not care about them when the only thing that they can find on internet is how to get rid of them. Like, remember when Kylie Jenner got those lip fillers and having huge lips was a trend all of a sudden? Like, people were buying lip plumpers, getting injections, and all of that after black women have been like criticized and ridiculed for having those big lips for years. You have to be very strong to not feel like there's something wrong with your body, when literally every single company around us, every single advertisement is telling us that there's something wrong with us and we should fix it. And glow up culture is just implemented in every single aspect of our lives. Because not only is looking a certain way glamorized, there's also a thing called pretty privilege. I think that almost everyone has witnessed this once in their lives. So the people that conform to these beauty standards can simply stare into a camera or do nothing, and they will go viral simply for their looks. They will gain money and fame just for their looks. They get away with doing problematic stuff way faster than people that don't conform to these beauty standards. And I honestly see this happen especially on TikTok. Someone with a pretty face can just make a thirst trap video or stare into a camera and will go viral and gain thousands of followers. For what? Simply for their face. And to the people that don't conform to those beauty standards, it can only build up the desire to look like those beauty standards, to consume those products and YouTube videos, whatever it is, that promises them to look like that. And now on to my next point, why you are not ugly. Everyone can compliment the way that your nose looks and you can still hate it because it's just engraved into your heart, into your mind, that it's ugly. But now that you see the pattern and heard with your own ears how these beauty standards get created and that companies simply want us to think that we're ugly so that we consume their products, what do you think? Is it really us that is ugly, or do they just simply create an image that's unachievable for us? What these companies are doing is one big joke and I'm so tired of it. I'm literally done with your shit. The self-esteem of women and girls is not for you influencers and companies to play with. Stop trying to make money off of people's insecurities. It's just horrible and inhumane. And this is my message to all the women and all the girls that feel like they are not pretty and less of a woman because of the terrible glow up culture and constantly being reminded that they need to change themselves so that they don't feel beautiful in their natural states. So my message to them is, baby, you are beautiful and I love you and I'm proud of you for fighting through your insecurities. I don't know if it will help, but please don't bite into these scams. Don't bite into the image that companies are trying to push on us. This culture of making money off of women's insecurities is so terrible. I have friends around me that don't live their life to the fullest because of it. They cancel plans or don't take opportunities because they feel ugly that day. Those people are not just profiting from your insecurities, they are also taking away a part of your life. A part of what you could have enjoyed instead of looking into the mirror and being self-conscious. And I'm not telling you to stop shaving your legs or stop doing your makeup. I'm telling you to realize the pattern. You tell me why 12-year-old girls are told to shave their legs. They are kids and there's nothing wrong with them having body hair. It's just companies wanting to make more sales. Looks fade over time and everyone is going to be quote-unquote ugly one day. Do you want to look back 20 years from now and realize that you could have lived your life to the fullest? Do you want to look back 20 years from now and realize that you could have enjoyed your life way more if you didn't pay attention to those beauty standards? I can't fix all your self-esteem issues through one video, but I want to say have self-respect and be mindful of your own feelings and don't bite into these traps. Remember that you're beautiful with all the makeup on, but you're also gorgeous without it. Not having a big butt or tan or super white skin doesn't make you less pretty. Don't let this toxic marketing strategy control your life, because you are so much more than the size of your waist or the color of your skin. All of you are so beautiful and unique and precious, and I know that you all have the potential to break free from this toxic mindset. You are gonna be the confident queen that you always wanted to be. But the point of this whole video is, glow up culture is a whole hoax. To be that confident queen that you want to be, you need to be forgiving and love yourself in all stages. You are beautiful right now. You are beautiful after your mental or physical glow up, whatever you're going for. But if you struggle to be nice to yourself right now, why do you think you will be nicer to yourself after you conform to these beauty standards? When you have finally achieved that big butt, that small waist, those high cheekbones, that tan skin, all the beauty standards will shift again and you will have to start over. New insecurities will be added onto the list again and again. Is it really worth bothering with? We women need to fight this stigma together so that we can finally live at peace and not let these disgusting pigs make money off of our insecurities. Now, I'm sorry for talking so softly. It's like 2 a.m. over here. And I still need to take off my makeup. I want to thank each and one of you for watching this video, and I really hope that you got something out of this, because I think that self-love and mental health is so important, and it's especially important for girls and women to be reminded of this. You are beautiful with this crap on your face and without this crap on your face. Don't let these companies tell you how to live your life. Please make sure to share this with all of your friends and your family and other women who will need this, so we can spread this message and fight the stigma together. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.